Hey, so this isn't a very bright or positive topic. So if you're like me and tend to avoid dark and moody videos when you're feeling a little down, I'd save this for another time. But I am here to address a very, very, very long awaited elephant in the room. When I was around 11 to 12 years old, I began this channel under the username And Forever You and I. And fingers were pointed and videos were made that I was a scammer. I'm here to say that yes, that was true, and yes, that did happen. And I am so terribly sorry to those that I've hurt, to those that I've let down and will let down after seeing this video. From the bottom of my heart, I am sorry. I would like to say that I am no longer that person. I'm 26 now. I have a child of my own. I'm engaged. We made our own little family. We own our own home. I'm an adult now. I'm gonna kind of give a little bit of a background story, not to try to sweep this situation under the rug or say that it's okay, because it was not. What I did was not okay. I know that there are those of you that are curious as to what was going through my head, why that had happened, and all of that. So, yeah. So I have blackouts in my memory. I have chunks of memory missing from my head. From around that age to about 19 years old. So from a very young age, I went through a lot. I don't know how to say it without it sounding dark or triggering or outing those in my life or were in my life that took part. So I'm not going to. I don't have to. It's very personal. But it wasn't just one thing that I had gone through. It was like a handful of things intertwined. I made a Draw My Life video on this channel a really long time ago. You can still find it, but that was just one tiny little aspect. Just one tiny little thing. There's, as with everyone, there's more that goes on behind the scenes or behind closed doors. And so having gone through something dark, day in and day out, at that age, one thing I had was being able to free roam the internet. And in that, I caused a wake of destruction. I took advantage of the quote-unquote power and freedom that I had on the internet, and I lashed out. I definitely did use the internet as an emotional outlet back then. Like, I shed that darkness onto other people, which was so wrong. When I was very young, I lashed out and I broke a lot of other young girls' hearts that were also around my age. And as an adult, looking back, I feel so awful about that. Even frustrated also about just not being able to remember bits and pieces of my life, not even any of the good memories. like, I don't remember making any of the videos that I made or what they're about. I still haven't watched them because it's I think it would be triggering for me because it is also, for me, I would be able to tell the time frame of things that were going on behind closed doors after watching my old videos. I feel like I don't even remember that my like I didn't even remember that my sister was in the videos that I made and that she helped me. But yeah, I had blackouts until around the age of 19. So even through me going to university, the anger, the rage that I had that young eventually turned into depression and sadness, things of that sort. Like there was crying spells, there was self-harm. I saw several therapists growing up, and eventually I faded away from LPS tube, and not for the reason that I believe most people think. I didn't stop making videos because of COPPA, which is when your videos would get marked as for kids. And after getting marked as not for kids, you would no longer generate ad revenue or even have a comment section. It wasn't because of that. I faded away because life was kicking me very hard while I was already down. So I left YouTube. I even dropped out of university and then moved around a lot to several different states on my own to try and get away from the madness. But I learned that you couldn't just run away from something like that. Something that remained hurting your head and your heart. I am healed now, though, and I can assure you that I am no longer that destructive little girl. My little corner of the internet is a safe space now, I can assure you. I wanted to return to the community for quite a while. I always thought about it through everything that I was going through, every different state that I lived in. But I knew that I couldn't and I wouldn't be able to until I was healed. So I'd like to say that I am, and I am taking accountability. So again, the scamming back then, it did happen, and words cannot express how sorry and how awful I feel about that. When I returned to the community, I knew that I was going to make a statement video. I wanted to do it when I was ready, but truth be told, there is no right moment for a kind of thing like this. And to be honest, it's not, doing this video is not really about me being ready. It's about trying to give everyone closure. And I think that that's really the main reason for my return. It's not just because oh, I wanted to return to the community and make silly little LPS videos again. No, I was meant to do this after my healing journey. And I was meant to give everyone closure as well. And I'm not expecting people to accept me again with open arms, because knowing triggers myself, I know it may still be triggering to those that I have hurt back then. I just know that this was too long overdue for everyone, including myself. So yeah, I actually reconnected with a very old friend from back then who I had hurt from back when I was being mean and destructive on LPS Tube, and they were afraid to reach out to me about that situation, but I am so glad that they did. And I am so glad that we made amends and that they approached me in private messages without hostility, but with trying to talk things out and understand. So thankful for that. Like, after what I had put everyone through, I really did not expect that, the kindness after it all. So please feel free to reach out and private message me. And again, I am so sorry. I really wish that I could take it all back, or just not even have been allowed to be on the internet at all. Thank you for listening.